Have you ever had a goal, but in the midst of achieving it, you find yourself very distracted and lacking focus? I know I have. Well, this is a story of a little girl who was always determined to find focus in whatever that she accomplished. Born and raised in Haiti, a very small island in the Caribbean, I was always this happy little girl. From an early age, my mother instilled in me the value of education. She would say from time to time, anyone can steal whatever you possess, but they can never take away what's up here. She was referring to knowledge. I attended one of the top 10 Christian schools in Haiti, and I was always in the top 2% of all my classes. I had my own maid, I had my own driver. Life was just amazing. It was a beautiful Tuesday afternoon on January 12, 2010, at exactly 4:53 p.m., when a very devastating earthquake hit Haiti. I was in my room when the earth started shaking. I quickly ran outside, and that's when I noticed the high school right across the street was completely collapsed. And I could vividly hear all the children and teachers yelling and crying for help under the rubble. Over 300,000 people were killed and millions misplaced. We were left with no food and no water for 12 days. And we all slept in the streets because we were too afraid that the remaining houses would soon collapse. After 2 months of completely no activity in Haiti, no school, no jobs, my mother and I put our whole lives in one suitcase each, and we flew to the US without looking back. To say that we experienced our greatest fear, grief, and anxiety is just an understatement. We felt hopeless, moving into a new territory with no friends and no family. Although we stayed with an acquaintance, our living situation was not the best. We quickly became part of various Haitian social clubs so we could benefit from their weekly food drive, because otherwise we would spend days without eating. I was very fortunate to attend a public school here in Palm Beach County. And reality hit me when I made it to my first class, and my teacher said hi to me. I looked at her in disbelief because back home, we only use that word when we get mosquito bites. So needless to say how difficult the first few months were, not speaking a single word of English and moving into a new country. I suddenly realized at that point that the main goal was to learn the language. I walked to and from a public library for 45 minutes every day after school so I could borrow illustrated books. For example, in those books, they'll have a picture of an apple and the word apple written next to it. So that's how I was able to learn the language. I was bullied in school due to not understanding the culture. I could not sit in certain places in the cafeteria nor the classrooms. But guess what? That didn't stop me because I was too focused. I graduated a year later with honors, and it was time for me to set bigger goals. How was I going to attend college? I repeatedly questioned myself. Because of my temporary status here in the US, I was not eligible to receive any financial aid. I filled out over 40 scholarship applications and was rejected by all but one. And that's how I was able to finance my first semester. From the beginning of my collegiate career, I had to maintain 3 part-time jobs while taking a full course load every semester, even the summer, and still managed to graduate from the scholars program at FAU with cum laude. One of my 3 part-time jobs was the Seagate Hotel and Spa, and one night in 2013, after a partner meeting that DB hosted at the hotel, I had a chance encounter with the former marketing director. And 5 years later, fast forward to 5 years later, I now work for a very prestigious accounting firm. What are some of your goals, your professional or personal goals this new year? Is it to buy a new house? Is it to land this big client group? Or is it just to lose weight? Whatever it is, I hope you can find focus into achieving it. Work hard, dream big, and stay focused.
Ludney, stay on stage for a second. See, look at that. You got a standing ovation. Stand up. Look at that.